Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
This, folks, is episode 243 of Patuxent Adventure Center Live.
Yeah.
This is going to be a habit, isn't it? I kind of like it.
Until Dennis just staring at us through the window.
Until there's somebody that comes popping in here that wants to talk to you. That's what I'm most fearful of here in the shop, is that somebody's going to come in and be like insistent upon talking to you, like I am when I come in.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you're doing. I've actually got to get all up in your business. So, But it is fun doing it in the shop. I like it here because there's bikes all around us.
I got some Pathfinders here. A Gravel Diverge. I got Father Dave's bike right here.
Father Dave's bike's right there. We got Larry's bike hanging. No, Larry's bike is
Larry's
moved.
bike's under the knife right now.
Larry's bike's getting the work on. Hey, folks, if you're new here, this is the podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping. Tonight we're going to talk about Florida, getting ready for Florida because we're getting ready to go down to.
Are we going to talk about the politics of Florida?
No. God, no. Oh, God, no.
I'm not a smart man.
We're going to talk about some other stuff, some stuff that's in the news, and all that thing. It's just going to be a fine episode of you and I staring at each other across this tiny table here in the bike shop, talking about bikes.
What is Tiny Desk Concerts?
Oh, that's right, NPR.
Tiny Table Podcast.
And we should
be a series.
Let's market that. Okay, well, I'm going to cut that out. No, I won't.
No. Tiny?
Before we get to any of our fabulous content, though, make sure to head over to the show notes and look for some discount codes, because there are some great discount codes in the show notes. Make sure to go and check them out. Now, you preemptively cracked of the week, even though we're here in the shop, and you're back on the Kutztown Birch Beer.
Yeah, I've been rotating between coffee and that every episode.
Oh.
Last episode was coffee.
I noticed that I don't have one, but that's okay.
I got a secret stash. You always have sweet tea or your caffeine Mountain Dew thing.
No, I don't have anything with me. I'm suffering from a little cold right now, but I'm not letting it get in my way of anything. Nothing.
I got to spend a day in a car with you.
I am pounding the Dayquil and pounding the NyQuil.
So you're all drugged up.
Staying happy with a runny nose.
You might have a problem.
In NyQuil there is. Yeah. In Dayquil there's not.
Yeah.
But the NyQuil is what helps you sleep. It's the liquor. It gets you going. So getting ready for our Rodeo Labs Southern Migration in Florida, 3-day bikepacking trip out of Gainesville. The route is designed by Single Track Samurai. Should be a fabulous weekend. And I don't know about you, but I am ready to roam. I am ready to... It almost feels like spring today outside. It's in the mid-50s, the bright blue sky, the birds are chirping, and I'm just ready to go get out, to be honest with you.
Sounds like the first part of Happy Gilmore.
Are you ready? Are you ready to go?
No. This is what you want me to hold off on telling you?
Mentally or physically are you not ready to go?
No, physically I'm actually
You mean physically, not like...
physically is on the bike. I think I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. You don't have a problem.
I'm not as worried as I was. It is what it is.
It's also, it's an all-day kind of thing. This is not a event where you're going out and doing a thing and you've got time clock.
I got a dynamo light.
Yeah, there's none of that. You just load some stuff on your bike, ride it for a little while, and then stop for a little while, and then ride it a little while.
Yeah. I think I always struggle with the mental side leaving.
Yeah.
With the store and Jess.
Yeah.
And Jess is going to Jersey. So Blake's going to my parents.
Okay.
For a little bit. Usually I'll feel good once we're down there.
Yeah.
Maybe in the truck tomorrow.
I feel good already.
Yeah.
I feel like
I just don't go away often.
I'm about ready to check out.
Yeah.
Well, we had that whirlwind trip down to Florida. I flew down to Florida on a Friday, was there for Saturday, flew back on Sunday. It was
just to drive back down.
Yeah. Well, no, that's fine. I don't mind it. It's just I think I'd rather drive than fly. I hate flying.
I hate
It's
pointless.
I hate it.
The amount of time from the time you probably left your house to getting to Florida, how much time was that?
I did the math, and it was probably about 8 to 10 hours, especially on the way back, because it's like an all-day adventure.
Because we don't have airports close to us.
About an hour to BWI.
Yeah, and then you get there 2 hours ahead of time.
Yep.
Or 4 if you're me and Jess.
That's 3 hours extra.
Yeah.
And then it's a 2-hour flight, and we did the whole Spirit Airlines.
Oh, you did Spirit.
Which actually worked great.
Surprised you got back.
Well, no, because if you the whole thing with them is the luggage and the extra stuff. But if you're just going for one day, I literally packed my backpack and threw 2 pairs of underwear, socks, and an extra T-shirt in the bag, and that was it. And off you go and back you come.
Yeah.
So the whole carry-on thing, you don't have to worry about it. You don't even need a carry-on. It's just your quote-unquote personal item. The first choice for my personal item, I don't think they would have let me bring, but that's okay. That's a different podcast. What are you doing over there? You're tense in your computer. Are you looking at show notes?
I was going between all kinds of stuff.
You're working. I know it.
No, I was trying to go to the rodeo folder and show notes.
I have gotten all my stuff packed. Everything's ready. I've loaded it on the bike. I'm ready to go. It'll be the first run for me with a complete tail fin rear rack with the bag on the rack, and then the 2 little 10-liter mini panniers. And I'm carrying 2 little fork bags and half frame bag, and then my Rootworks bag. That's it. That's all I'm taking. That's all I'm taking. And I'll be ready. I'll be ready for anything that Mother Nature can throw at us. Rain gear. Yeah, long pants.
We just had that weird random storm here.
That was something, wasn't it? Did you get the wind last night?
Oh, yeah.
That
it was horrible.
Ridiculous.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. It
wasn't as bad as I thought.
I thought for sure we'd have some trees down in the yard, down by the water, too.
I was in a Zoom meeting for the mountain bike club, and it was 8-something, and I looked at the radar, and it's just band of red.
Hey, I'm a member of that mountain bike club.
Yeah.
Was that an open meeting? Could I have attended?
It was a board meeting.
Can't members attend board meetings?
Do you want to?
Yeah, I like to be involved, especially when I don't. When I don't have a dog in the fight.
No, it just sounded bad, and then it was it. That was over.
Yeah, it was really bad for a few minutes.
Just hopefully that doesn't happen in Florida.
Oh God, no. No, I hope not. No, I think if I'm looking at the weather, and from being down there last weekend, if it's like it was last weekend, it's beautiful. 70, 72 during the day. I have no idea what it was overnight, but I don't care. You're inside a sleeping bag, inside a tent. So what do you care? It's no big deal. No big deal. Not a problem at all. We're leaving
tomorrow.
I
was saying the guide is updated and everything now.
Is it? Oh, I need to go and look at that again.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not on the emails, but I am in the folder. So
it's in the folder. It's
so
drive,
if it's updated.
Yeah.
That's actually smart. Then you don't have to worry about people reading emails. You just upload stuff into the folder, and then it's good to go. Yeah, I'm ready. I am so ready. Are you planning to bring any food to cook or?
You're going to eat?
Coffee or anything like that?
Coffee is my only debacle. I started looking around I'm going to do some research tonight on some stops.
He's got the restocks in there.
Yeah.
So I'm not really packing. I'm going to bring.
I'm not planning on bringing food stuff. Maybe some beef jerky.
But yeah, like snacks, nibbles, and stuff. Maybe some Kind bars, a couple of Cliff bars, just in case it really get the hangers.
Yeah.
But with restocks every 2 or 3 hours, and the ability to hit one just before you go into camp every night.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my little compressible backpack, and a little bag that goes on your back, and I'm just planning on going to the grocery store on the last restock and loading it up and throwing it on my back, and that'll be it. That's my plan.
Me too.
My plan. I'm not bringing anything to cook with. I'm not bringing a stove. I'm not bringing anything to heat water with. I am bringing a plate and a cup and some stuff, my little collapsible stuff. So on the off chance somebody has something they want to share or toss around or whatever, or something to eat off of, if whatever we buy at the grocery store kind of makes sense. So
gas station chicken tenders sound good.
Yeah, they do. That sounds delicious.
With a side of Imodium.
Oh, I got to get some of that. I absolutely have to get some of that. I am so ready for it. The tail fin stuff is the bike. I'm amazed at how light it is being fully loaded. Still, how much less stuff there is on it. And you did some stuff to Dave's bike. You put what is that rack you put on his
Old
bike?
Man mountain rack. That went on nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard a lot
easy.
about that. Heard a lot about that.
And it's got these probably the same through axle adapter kit you have.
Okay.
And the way it just plugs onto that, it's so smooth.
Oh, so it's yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice rack. Nice rack, Dave.
That's the same concept.
And you can use it as a front rack without like changing racks. You can adjust some stuff, and that's it.
Well, Dave's bike is so big. He has so much room in that triangle to load stuff.
I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, it's. I couldn't ride a bike that big though. There's no way I could ride a bike that big. But it is to have so much storage space. That'd be super cool. Although I'm not doing a full frame bag. I'm only doing my half frame bag and keeping my bottles down below.
I'm doing a full frame bag.
Yeah,
I'm doing my Matt Hawkins bag.
And then what are you doing on the front?
I have my Apidura roll with gear pouch.
Okay.
I've used that before with you.
Okay.
And then I have my rear trunk bag.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it.
I'll use my mini thing bags, 2 of them for water.
Okay.
On my stem, and that's it.
Yeah, I would usually use my full frame bag and then put both of my feed bags up there and use that for water.
If you don't need it.
But if I don't, I'm going to keep my bottle cages with the half frame bag, and then I am putting one of them on just for stuff, food, whatever. There's a lot of noise coming from the shop right now.
I was going to tell Ethan that's why we got the Vice. It's just not moving.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. He's all good. Okay, so enough. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more information to share when we get back. Tales from the trail kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're going to take the mobile stuff with us, and I'd really love to get some in-person interviews and kind of stack the next few weeks. I think that'd be fun. Is to talk to. I really
we'll be
want
with
all the people.
Yeah.
All the people. Matt will be there. Dave's going to be there. I'd really like to sit down with Single Track Samurai and
Steven,
chat with him a little bit. Steven, the intern. This could be fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this weekend coming up. This is going to be a fantastic, fantastic time. You want to jump over to the Strava Club really quickly?
Top 100. So we got Donna Lanone from Dewshore, Pennsylvania with 128.
It's a name I haven't seen before.
Julian Harris from Medford, New Jersey with 125.4. And then Mr. Donald Holler from Chesapeake Beach,
Don,
Maryland with 114.4.
Good job, Don.
And that was near no offense to him, that was near the bottom because our top 100 was at 111.5 this week.
Nice.
And we're up to 941 members.
No, oh my
that was
goodness.
Another 9 jump from just last week.
That's a huge jump.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Wonder what's going on with that. Why are we getting so many Strava people? Not that I'm fighting it. I got to start working on my mustache. Woo. Maybe I'll start working on that while we're in Florida.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Yeah, and I'll come back because it'll probably only take me like a day.
You got a knife sharpener. You can straight razor everything except for your mustache.
Folks, go over there and join the Strava Club.
Strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
Or like you just say, just search for Gravel Travel Dirt on Strava.
Oh, yeah, that's what I usually say nowadays.
You'll find us. Maybe we should link to it from. Maybe I do. I might actually link to it from the website. I bet I do. Because Strava has all these little plugins and things that you can put on the website that can like show the miles and everything for the week for your club members. And
oh, yeah, you see that on the old pack page.
so going on right now is Dirty Kitten's Winter Training Series.
Mm-hmm.
That's began. I am doing that. You're doing that. I've done a couple of things with them. I'm just as a party pace Pareto human kind of thing. And oh yeah, I do have that there. Joey just called up the website real quick, and yes, I do have Strava Club there. So it's easy. Just go to the website. You'll find us. I'm not competing, and I'm excited about not competing in Dirty Kitten. I'm excited to be a part of the community. I'm excited to participate in rides when I can, and just be there. I think that's enough for me. That's where I need to be right now. I'm not worried about competing in just about anything. Numbers are great. I'm in that odd place where I like to track my numbers and look at my data, but I don't care about competing.
But you were the guy riding around the bank parking lot with donuts the other day.
I was a guy running around that bank parking lot the other day with the donuts because I was cold.
I thought you wanted like an extra mile.
No, God, if I'd wanted the extra mile, I would have just left you guys and gone a different direction. No, is that what you thought I was doing?
Yeah, me and Jason thought you were getting the extra.
No, a part of me was cold, and I also wanted to see what was going on because there's a homeless encampment back there.
Oh yeah,
and I wanted to see if there was any more stuff going on behind.
could just be
the
bikepackers.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah,
I mean, the tents were a little big though. The tents were a little big for that kind of traveling. Yeah, no, I like looking at my data. I look at my numbers. I enjoy tracking my miles, but I don't worry about competing. Maybe that's a really good place to be. I don't know. It feels to me like a good place. So I guess that's right. I don't feel like I'm always out there trying to. I haven't even looked at Strava, KOMs, or segments or anything like that in forever, except when we did NCR.
Yeah, because I PR'd the whole thing. I think both of us did.
So fast. It was like nothing but PRs the whole way up. That was a fast group.
It was very
on
fast.
NCR. Yeah, that was a very fast group, and it was fun. But that was not about going out and trying to see how fast you could do it. It was just a fast group that had legs and traveled at that pace. You can't really deny that. You can't say that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just what it was. So, Joey, have you heard about what's going on out in Colorado with
I only
Steamboat
saw the
Gravel?
headline.
Okay.
So does that make me a headliner?
So, folks, if you don't know, Steamboat Gravel become one of the largest and most prestigious events in the world, second probably only to Unpaved, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. The event tracks 3,000 registered riders. That is a lot of folks. Wow, $4.5 million in taxable spending to Steamboat Springs. So that's an economic driver. Probably not as much as some other things that Steamboat Springs has going on, maybe. I don't know what else goes on there. But apparently, local ranchers are, quote-unquote, fed up with the event and have complaints focusing on trash. All they need is you to come and eat all the trash behind everybody dropping it. Focusing on trash, rude cyclists, probably people using the side of the road as a potty, traffic, and then lack of bathrooms. Their county commissioners, and the county name is Route County, Routt. Well, their county commissioners have issued a full review of the special use permit that allows the event to operate, and in response, the Steamboat Gravel folks have addressed concerns removing two-way bike traffic. That's a very good first step.
Yeah.
Why would you have that anyway? Except like Matt does it, but he's doing it back in dirt forest roads.
Yeah.
So that's no big deal. Hiring more safety personnel, hosting public forums, and requiring riders to sign rules agreements. Okay, all of those things seem like...
I don't even disagree with their problems.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so, I mean, no offense, cyclists suck.
Yeah, they should actually...
And there's so many of them that are so rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they need to...
Clean up your trash.
Think about those things seriously, and it sounds like a lot of it's a route issue, too. If they had two-way bike traffic on public roads... that were, granted, even if they were gravel roads, if you're a rancher conducting business and that was the day you were going to take your cattle to market, that's huge.
Imagine running into John Dutton
Oh,
or like Rip while out there. The biker gang scene? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's legitimate concerns. And I think it's one of those things. I mean, this event's only been, since 2018? Something like that?
It's newer.
Yeah, it's one of your newer events. So they have probably grown a little too big, a little too fast.
Yeah.
And it sounds like maybe they should have controlled some of their event participants a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So these all sound like good things.
Yeah.
And you hate that it's come to this. You hate that it's come to the fact that, there has to be this sort of clash and you couldn't get ahead of that. It sounds like they should have absolutely gotten ahead of any of these issues, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if other races have sort of the same concerns or the same issues. I don't know. I know Dave thinks about things like these. I mean, all those things that, the routes being safe, having enough people on course, communicating with the community and making sure that they're aware of what's going on. and requiring riders to be smart. I think all of those things are things that I know that, and we're not throwing Dave under the bus. He thinks about all those things, but it's only because we're really close to Dave.
Yeah.
And we hear him talk about a lot of
He's got
things.
a community backing him.
Yeah.
Like he's working with.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's working with, it benefits that whole area massively. So
I think the only thing that gets me is there's still people from our area that like travel out there, go ride their bike.
What do you mean? That travel where?
No, there's so many good events here.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Where
Yeah.
Unbound and everyone's freaking out about the lottery that just opened and then this event and all the other stuff. Like, you don't got to go anywhere. Like, Mid-South is, there's nostalgia with all these, but like, why go to Oklahoma in March when you could go to North Carolina?
Agreed. But I will say this: there's also something.
And I've been a person that's traveled to Kansas to ride.
I enjoyed going to Nebraska for Gravel Worlds.
Yeah.
Just so that I could go out and ride some iconic gravel and see something different and do something different. That felt really good. But would I go back to Gravel Worlds every year? No way.
Yeah.
So could I say, I'd love to go do Steamboat Gravel one time? Sure. Could I say, would I love to go do Unbound one time? Yeah, sure. But am I going to like forego some things here that are closer to home? Like we go to Croatan every year. Yeah. And I will continue to go to Croatan every year.
I'm just tired of seeing maybe it's because of Lifetime and all, like the amount of focus on all that.
The attention that they get.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And I know we have East Coast events that are ranked, like look at Unpaved, it's a top 10 on multiple lists, and there's other ones out here, but I don't know.
And Dirty Kitten's got some attention. Dirty Kitten's got some attention too.
Oh yeah. I'm not just picking out one. I could.
Yeah.
I could go down the list of all of our friends and events.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But I get you. I hear you. Why spend all that money and go all that distance? I don't know. I think that it's, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think people will do it. People will continue to do it, and that's fine. Go do their things. See some different part of the country. I'm never going to tell somebody to not go somewhere and ride their bike.
I am.
But I think you just did. I think you just did.
Well, it's not easy either.
Well, it was weird. The year we were out at Gravel Worlds, there was a lot of, we saw Philly people.
Yeah.
Dave was there. We saw a lot of friends.
That one's a special event, has its own attraction.
Gravel Worlds?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit later. One of our this or that has something to do with this, but I hear you. I get it.
And do you know how much money it costs? It's not easy for people to go to either.
No. If you can, all the travel, all the food, all the places you have to stay, transporting gear, transporting bikes, especially, and I was thinking about this from this Florida perspective. We're getting ready to drive.
Because driving's easier.
Well, driving's easier, but we're still going to drive round trip about 2,000 miles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'd be about 1,800 to 2,000 miles, somewhere round trip to go back and forth to Florida. But think about it for a minute. It
costs so much to send all our stuff.
If I had to take everything that I was going to use for a bikepacking trip on a plane, I would spend so much in extra luggage fees. I'd have to fly the bike. That's a lot. That's a lot of money when you start thinking about it.
And shipping's gone up.
Yeah. So you
might insured. You might be $200 each way, just in freight, just in your bike box.
Yeah, but I guess there is that option too. You could always FedEx stuff or not FedEx, but you could ship the postal service to a post office. You could
that's what I was thinking.
Box stuff and send it ahead as opposed to fly with it. That would be easier anyway.
Oh yeah, you're not taking your bike around to get to the airport.
I wonder what it would be like to travel with a bike to go places, to travel with the train.
Probably not too bad.
I think that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would actually. It suddenly got very busy in here, didn't it? Got a lot of stuff going on. Chris is on it. Chris is on top of it. So, have you seen Strava released their 2023 trend report? Have you seen that?
No, and I don't even know why I still pay for Strava. No offense. I'm really bad at just keeping up.
What do you mean?
With all the Strava features and all that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff now. Strava's really making an effort to make sure that people who are paying for it have an extra benefit. Do you know that you can actually create your own challenges now?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
You can do that, and you can participate in them for I think it's 3 times during the calendar year with a free account. So like for our sweater challenge, our thing our bike club is doing to raise money for World Bicycle Relief in this quote unquote off season of December and January, I created weekly challenges for those bonus things that we had in play. So people who are a part of that could actually join the sweater challenge, the challenge for that week. And it's a lot like the challenges. Well, it's exactly like the challenges that big brands pay a lot of money to put on.
Yeah.
And it's something that people have asked for a lot. It was sort of like snuck in there, and I didn't ever read anything about it, but I saw it when I was just poking around inside the new groups tab and tinkering that you could create a challenge. I was like, wait a minute, how do you do that? Pretty cool. So if you haven't checked that out, folks, and it's kind of a cool thing for a little small group of people. Again, our challenge that I created is not truly competitive. It's more just so that a group of people who are working together to attain a goal can be in the same place and kind of support each other. So anyway, in their trend report, not surprisingly, it shows a growing preference for off-road pursuits, with gravel riding driving a 55% increase in folks logging that type of ride. So big jump in 2023. E-bike usage also rose. Again, these are things I think you could probably give all these trends without even looking at what Strava said.
Yeah.
And say it. From a brand perspective, Trek, Specialized, and Giant, your top 3. Now they talk about a cycling boom that continues. I think that's PR. There is a 5% increase in riders that are riding a metric. So distance is up. Although cycling as an activity on Strava still falls behind running. Gen Z has different riding habits. This is super interesting. They're riding faster speeds at shorter distances based on that age range. What do you make of that? Do you make anything of that?
Gen Z is you, right?
No, I'm Gen X.
Gen Z is the younger?
Gen X, then millennials, then Gen Z.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
your Thomas's and Ethan's.
Yes.
Yeah, because they don't want to go out for 5 hours.
They're riding short.
But they're going to go blast a 20-mile ride as fast as they can until they're sick.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Thomas also would have to get up in time to spend enough time. Like most Gen Z, yeah.
I don't know what. See, I have a hard time tracking that. They split the users into the 4 different generations: Boomers, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. But listen to this: Gen Z riders uploaded almost 70%.
No, 69%.
16. That's true. Actually, that's a good number. 69% of rides in 2023, while Gen X and Millennials uploaded 29%. Where are the Boomers?
They're still trying to figure it out.
They're still trying. So I think there are plenty of Boomers that are still riding bikes, that are riding bikes. But you may be right in that technology.
Technology, son.
Strava, what's that? They don't understand that if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. Compete. They're still on Map My Ride.
They're still using cat eyes.
Cat eye computers. Yeah. That's right. Do you know that I still have some of those in my old bike bags?
Ugh.
I was looking around for some stuff the other day, and I've got my bike gear bags that's got stuff from the 80s and the 90s, which I should probably sell at the bike swap. I could probably open up a table and sell some old vintage stuff, vintage bike parts. There's got to be a market for that. Come on, man. I sell everything else that's vintage.
I hate cat eyes.
Remember, you have to install them, and you got to run.
That's why I hate them.
Run the wires,
and there's people that bring them in. It's like 20 years clapped out, and like, hey, this isn't working. And they're like, it's like, okay, boomer, like that's why. Like, maybe your battery's dead, or like the amount of people that come back because their sensor got knocked out, like another millimeter out of spec. It's got to be so close, or like. Yeah.
My initial thought when you said that was like we're gonna have a whole bunch. We may have lost some listeners, but I don't think people who can't figure out how to use Strava and that are still using cat eyes are listening to podcasts. I think we might be safe.
And then like I don't think people realize the setup to get those programmed is it's not easy.
It's crazy. and then the battery dies and you got to start all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Use your satellites, folks. But you know what? Those cat eye people, when the apocalypse comes and the satellites all blow up,
it won't.
They'll still be able to track their miles. And we're going to be out here wondering when the world happened.
Yeah. Well, that's the least of my worries then.
Bikes popularity will grow when cars don't work anymore in the apocalypse.
I've watched The Last of Us, and I don't know how many bikes were on there.
I don't understand that either. How many of those like zombie things, like why aren't people getting bikes?
I don't know.
They walk everywhere. Why are you walking everywhere? Just get on. There's no cars on the road. Just get on a bike. It's like safe now. It's safe now. The apocalypse has made cycling safe.
Yeah.
You know what? That would actually be a really good T-shirt.
You think zombies would be a part of the split for users?
If the zombie could figure out how to ride a bike, there's two sects of the zombie movies. There's like the one where the zombies are really slow and dumb, and then there's the other ones where the zombies are super fast because they're like powered. So
I think my first batch of that was when I Am Legend came out, and I was like, oh, those zombies were new zombies.
Yeah. New generation of zombie.
Yeah.
Not your boomer zombies anymore.
Yeah.
Not your hands out walking. They were fast.
Yeah.
And maybe a bike. You would need a motorcycle type of e-bikes. No, because the EMP will have fried all of the electronics.
Probably, yeah.
So e-bikes won't work anymore. So you'll have to pedal.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. I mean,
even a non-zombie apocalypse like Book of Eli, there was no bikes.
No bikes. Okay, so how long would a tire last? Would the tire?
Oh yeah, it's a dry rot.
Would the tire eventually become the downfall of the bike?
Maybe the rubber.
Yeah. Hey, what could you do to
store them properly?
But also
use like a wine cellar for tires.
What else could you do? What could you replace the tire with on a bicycle to allow it? Wood or solid rubber, maybe.
Yeah, like the old days.
Like cut up some old.
Go see what the Amish are doing.
That's true, but you could cut up like an old car tire, and then figure out a way to like fuse the tire like around the rim. That would be it. That would be fine. I mean, it's not like you're out there. You're not worried about your Strava anymore. You're just worried about being able to get away from the zombies, get away from other people, and travel at night, and without it's perfect. The bike is the perfect zombie apocalypse kind of thing, and I think you're right. You just never see them.
Not so Warwick. Yeah, see?
Yes.
This episode went south.
Well, we really didn't have a whole lot to talk about anyway. And what else can we talk about besides zombie apocalypse bicycling? I like it. But seriously, the apocalypse will make cycling safe again. So I think they're missing the boat. I think there could be a whole genre of fiction.
Oh, we could start it.
Evolves around the cycling.
Zombie bike podcast.
Yes. I think there's a whole how would you continue to be able to utilize a bike when bike shops don't exist? How could you modify
Canyon? Yeah,
how could you modify your bike? And what would you need to do? And what would be the bare minimum number of parts?
Sawed-off shotgun on the fork.
Yeah, you would need the ability to carry weaponry.
Yeah.
You'd need the ability to carry stuff. So it'd be a bike packing adventure.
Yeah.
You'd need
we
bags.
Could probably try it out in Florida. It's like the same thing.
We could approach
but
it
as
people. As it's a zombie apocalypse and everything's gone. And
this is what we should ask people while we're in Florida.
We're talking about how we're not going to carry any food with us because they're going to use the grocery store.
Yeah.
At the same time, we're talking about how the zombie apocalypse would trying to run a trip like it was a zombie apocalypse.
So here's my big thing with Strava. I'm thinking about canceling my Strava membership and then paying for Map My Ride Premium.
I think you should.
Because do I need Map My Ride Premium to get my routes on my Garmin?
You're talking about Ride with GPS.
Yeah, sorry.
Ride with GPS. Map My Ride.
You mentioned Map My Ride.
I don't even know if Map My Ride is still around.
Yeah.
I subscribe to both. So I
would,
both.
And it's the principle of I have too many subscriptions.
If I had to pay for one over the other, for
still
what
Strava?
Nope, Ride with GPS.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Hands down.
I can still use Strava.
Yeah, you can still use the free version of Strava. You can record all the same things that you record now. Nothing really changes. Mm-hmm. It's very little that you can't participate. You wouldn't be able to direct message on Strava. Boo-hoo.
I already turned mine off.
Yeah, so boo-hoo. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
But with Ride with GPS, you can track your activities. You can plan your activities. You can find routes that other people have put together. Everybody who's planning routes, in my opinion, that does it for real is using Ride with GPS for the planning because it's so much smarter.
Well, like I'm worried this weekend of getting my routes onto my Garmin just as a backup to have my own.
See, I never put my routes on my Garmin.
Because you use your phone.
No, because I use my phone
on your bike.
On my bike to do Ride with GPS, and it talks to me and it tells me where to go and where to turn. And for me, I could probably go. In fact, I should go back to old Cat Eye. Okay. Because all I do is record.
Just for that time now.
I would then have to, though. So I would need you to tell me how to get my Cat Eye connected to my computer so it would download my ride.
I will fly down it.
You ready to do this or that?
How much is Ride with GPS?
I don't even know. I think it's on par with Ride with GPS. I mean, with Strava.
Basic premium monthly?
It's probably like $60 a year.
So here's the thing. It wants you to put all your stuff in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell you how much.
Oh, there's got to be. You could just Google how much.
I know, but then I want to go to premium monthly.
It just says pay. It doesn't tell you how much you're paying. That is kind of shady, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to say Ride with GPS is like $60 a year. So it might actually be cheaper than Strava now.
Oh yeah, Strava's gotten expensive.
Strava's gone up. But I mean, my bike is my life, so I pay for both. I pay for Strava because I don't know, everything goes on Strava. The world is on Strava, and it's funny because you know what the first this or that is? Strava or no Strava.
Are you serious? It's $9 a month for premium, or $80 a year.
Ride with GPS.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much is? Can you real quickly see how much Strava has gone to now? We just had like a real world this or that. We did.
It's the same. It's actually same price per year, but $12 a month. Okay. 80 and 80.
So 80 and 80. For me, that's a small price to pay to be able to plan routes, build routes. But we have a Ride with GPS account for our club. So if you're a club member, you can use all the features of Ride with GPS without having to pay for Ride with GPS. As a club member. Did you not know that?
I knew that, but I ignored all that. Not now, but back then.
So I've told you all this before, and you just not paid any attention to it.
It's like Dirty Kitten. I'm part of it, but I have read literally nothing.
I haven't read anything either. Sorry, Alex. Sorry, Chris. I have watched some of their live streams, and they're so busy. I can't even get jokes in, and I don't want to be that guy, so I gave up. I was like, nope, don't be that guy that's like throwing funny comments in, or not so funny comments as you may look at it. They're busy. They are so busy with that. And no, you can. So with the club Ride with GPS account, you can get a code, and you join the club with your free Ride with GPS account, and then you get turn-by-turn directions for any of the routes that are in the club route library.
Oh, so you're stuck on that.
No, because I've told all of our club members, if you need a route that you need turn-by-turn directions for, shoot it to me, and I add it in the library.
I'm not doing that, though.
But that's easy.
I'm going to make so many routes and send them to you just for fun.
That's fine, because then our route library would grow and grow and grow. The bigger the route library is, the better off, the bigger club you are. I guess. I don't know. No, not really. But it's good to have a lot of routes in your route library. That's good. So I keep telling people, it's like if you need to have turn-by-turn directions that are spoken to you on a route, send it to me. I put it in the route library, and then you can use it anywhere in the country. I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Do you know they have their own badge program on Strava? Like, badges would be so cool.
On Ride with GPS, they have badges?
Strava.
Well, they have badges. You're making fun of me now.
You want to go to Strava Club?
Okay, so you're saying that you would fall back to a free Strava, but would you totally dump Strava?
No.
Okay, so
I got like 20,000 miles on Strava.
So the first question, Strava, no Strava, the answer is Strava.
I'll stay with Strava.
Strava. Okay.
It's fun to look back. It's like Facebook time hop.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I don't know the last time I actually posted something on Facebook, but I always go back every day and look at
where'd you ride last year or whatever.
Yeah, even like so today in 2016, I was in Asheville, North Carolina, working cyclocross nationals, and we were riding bikes for part of it too.
Nice.
Like, look at this picture.
Nice. See, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It tracks who you are as a cyclist or as an activity person. I use it for my fishing
mostly
too.
for family,
Yeah, I use it for my fishing too. I use Strava for my fishing.
It didn't.
I record all my kayaking and
Yeah.
take pictures of the fish I catch, and they show up.
Yeah,
in
look
my
at that
Strava.
coffee and a ride in Nashville.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty.
And then the cyclocross going on. And
Yeah. Okay, just throw that
whatever.
phone around. Second item, this or that. Big monster events or smaller, more intimate events that have fewer people.
we've already answered this a lot.
Have we really?
Oh, I always want the smaller.
Yeah, I think we
events.
both would say the
Yeah.
smaller events. But I guess I was just looking at what we had talked about during the episode and talking about steamboat gravel and 3,000 people at 3,000 of your closest friends.
It was cool. Like
I don't have 3 friends.
Dirty Kansas was cool with 2,000 whatever plus people. Even I didn't ride Croatan with the big mass start, but I mean that's a lot of people too.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
Yeah.
unpaved when we were beating Ted King.
That's right.
There's what,
That's right.
800 people lined up?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You see, I still consider that sort of that wouldn't be a big monster event in my mind. I think you got to be above the 2,000 number, 3,000 number for it to be like a Gravel Worlds or Unbound or something like that.
Maybe.
One thing I did enjoy about Gravel Worlds was the expo that they did for a couple of days because it was like a big giant bike party for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And
I
that
would
felt
call Croatan and unpaved big intimate events
Yeah,
because you can get the feeling of a big event with something that's more personable.
And since they're in our backyard and we know the people there, it's almost like a homecoming, like Philly Bike Expo.
I also got a lot of grief for saying that Croatan was my favorite event.
Well,
It's not like that, but
it's not like that, Dave. It's not like that, Dave.
and one of my favorite events is Growly Cat too. Like, so
There's 3 or 4 of them that I would put on sort of the same plane.
yeah,
Croatan's one, Unpaved's one, Gruska's one, Growly Cat, even though I've only done it once. I mean, I cannot wait for that to happen again. That was so much fun. Just literally so much
big
fun.
intimate versus a little No, I still prefer the little intimate.
Okay. You want to be a little intimate?
Yeah,
Okay.
so
You don't want to be a lot intimate. You're a little intimate.
just a little.
Would you rather have a windstorm or a snowstorm?
Oh, snowstorm.
Snowstorm, really?
No, because I want a snowstorm. I don't like when it's just 1 or 2 inches and then it's gone by like lunchtime.
Yeah.
No, I want like
You want like 10 inches, and then everything shuts down for a day.
Yeah.
And you get to kind of like go out. I find we don't get snow anymore. That storm that came through yesterday, if it had been 15 years ago,
last week over the weekend.
we'd have had 12 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And it would have been blizzard conditions. We've been talking
Everyone else except
Snowmageddon.
for us over
Yeah.
the weekend got snow.
Yeah.
Chris has a theory because of the Navy base down here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, conspiracy
Like Solomon's
theories.
wasn't that bad yesterday because of storm.
Really?
We have like this bubble, and probably because we both live on Solomon's too. Or
Do you think there's like a weather control system?
Yeah.
So they can
makes sense.
They can actually dial it up and move the weather.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
I-
There's some weird stuff that goes on at Pax River.
I like this because they're like the drone capital of everything. So
Yeah.
they probably send up some drones with little fans and they just blow
Test
the weather
pilot
away.
school for the Navy?
Yes,
Yeah.
they blow the weather
And
away.
you know what else is here?
What?
We have the whole presidential executive program on Pax River.
Okay,
Like, that doesn't say anything.
I don't even know
Now,
what that
they
is.
station the helicopters at Quantico, but the whole program itself
Is run out of
is
Pax.
run out of Pax River.
Ooh, we're gonna get shut down if we start telling secrets.
Because they're also testing the new helicopter they're switching
Hey,
to.
what's a good podcast without a conspiracy theory?
Yeah. Did you look up Denver Airport yet?
No, I haven't.
Ask me how many times I got stuck at Denver Airport.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up. You said to do that this
Yeah,
morning.
that's a good one.
I hadn't done it yet. I
But
kinda,
yeah, there's a conspiracy down here with the weather.
wind is destructive. Not
Yeah,
that-
and it's not fun or safe.
Yeah, not that a snowstorm can be. A snowstorm piles up in the trees, and then the trees.
It can be
have-
destructive.
It can be very destructive, but it's also quiet. I would prefer quietly being destructive as opposed
peaceful.
to
It's a peaceful quiet, yeah.
violently, loudly being destructive.
Yeah. And I did the ice storm of 97. Whew.
Okay. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
destructive.
Yeah. Oh, ice is a different thing.
Yeah.
Ice is a completely different thing, and all these people that don't get ice storms because they live in the areas that don't get ice, and we get like this rain that then freezes on everything and builds up a quarter to a half inch of ice on something, and
Yeah. Your Tacoma or Subaru ain't going to do much good there either.
nope, not at all. Those are just a mess. Okay, last item on this or that. Would you rather go on a trip and bring too much, or go on a trip and come up short with just that little something that you needed that you don't have?
Oh, that's about every time. I always forget something so little.
You always forget
That's
something?
a comfort feature.
But I think it's more by design. What I'm saying is by design. Would you rather pack so conservatively and tight that you forget something, or just don't have room for something that you might need?
Yeah.
Or would you rather just be that person that, like, I hate those people who's
I hate overpackers.
Oh my God, their bags explode. I can't see.
Yeah.
We see them all the time on bike trips. They open up a bag, and it can even be on their bike when they don't even really need to have anything, and the bike bag just literally explodes and stuff comes flying out in every direction. That's maddening. That's maddening for me. Bringing too much stuff.
That's in general, though.
I couldn't.
You should see the way Jess travels versus I travel.
Which ones? Well, you travel light and she overpacks?
I went to Memphis with a backpack.
Yeah.
And she went with 2 duffel bags.
Well, to be fair,
she was running.
To be fair, yeah, she was running. To be fair,
but I only did that because I packed my duffel bag. I packed an extra bag in my bag because coming home, she comes home with more clothes.
How many?
Because last year we ran into an issue. She had to wear like 5 or 6 shirts or sweatshirts and jackets to get back on the plane because we weren't checking a bag. Because she came home with so much stuff.
How many pairs of underwear do you bring per day?
Per day? I might pack 2 for this whole week because I'm wearing a chamois for 3 days. Now, I will take a second pair of bibs on the bike.
I'm not.
I might because I've been using more and more chamois butter.
See, I don't use it.
And if it rains.
Yeah, I don't.
But I can ball up bibs really small.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't think I'm going to bring a rain jacket, but I don't think I'm bringing like a heavy jacket.
Oh, see, now we're now I'm opposite because my puffy, though, gets about that big.
Yeah, I'm bringing my puffy because it's
going to be 39.
Yeah, I bring my puffy.
And then I'll bring my Gore-Tex.
I'll bring a flannel and a puffy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. A couple of T-shirts and a pair of shorts and a pair of pants. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know, that what else do you really need?
Well, then we need our hotel bags, but...
Yeah, so I'm packing everything in for the bike, and then I'm going to have the bag that, we'll use on our travels down, and then I'll have a bag. But even that's not going to have that much stuff in it. There's just really a whole lot you need.
Yeah.
But so I agree. I think we're all on the same page. I actually think we agreed on everything. We agreed that we would keep Strava. We agreed that we would like to be a little intimate with each other. We agreed on a snowstorm. You don't know what over your head. That's okay. And then we'd rather actually just pack light and come up short if it came down to it. Are you packing a first aid kit?
Yeah.
I got a little first aid kit.
I was thinking we're sharing a hotel room tomorrow night, Friday night, and Monday night. No one knows about our sketchy hotel in North Carolina a few years ago.
We don't talk about. We vowed to never talk about that and never share that.
Yeah.
All right, it is about time, Joey. We're going to shut this down, if that's okay with you. Unless there's
I gotta go back to work.
There's something else you need to talk about. You need therapy.
Gotta pay.
Okay. Thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt. If you've enjoyed the podcast, I'd be like, I think it was Jason joined us this week on Patreon. Thank you, Jason.
Was it Jason?
Jason, yes.
You sure?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Jason just became a new Patreon.
I thought it was John.
Nope, Jason. Jason, if it's John. Oh, wait a minute, I've actually got that Patreon screen open right here, and it is Jason. There it is. I'm going to double click on that just to make sure. Yes, Jason from up in Westminster.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. I'm looking at it right now. Thank you, Jason. We really do appreciate that. And Joey, right now, out in my truck, I have all of the sticker packs that are ready to fly for the January sticker Patreon folks. And I've ordered the stickers for February, which are the gravel whoopie pie. That's going to be our February sticker. And we're already starting to think about the March sticker. We got a couple options for March. I'm leaning towards the leprechaun.
Bikepacking alpacas.
Or zombie apocalypse could also be a thing. A zombie on a bike could also be a thing. That would be kind of fun. How can folks get in touch with us, Joey, if they would like to do so?
They can touch us this weekend in Florida.
Is that legal in Florida?
Probably.
Yeah.
GravelTravelDirt.com, and our Instagram's at Mid-Atlantic GTD.
Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in the Patuxent Adventure Center in Solomons, Maryland. Why don't you come on down and give a visit? Check out all the cool adventure stuff boats and bikes, and you could touch Joey when you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love
I
you,
just
bye.
canceled my Strava.
Did you really?
Yeah.
While we're on the podcast.
I've been a member of that page since 2015, and I have another one all the way back to 2012, I think.
When you say you canceled your
My subscription.
Your subscription.
Yeah.
Okay, so Scranton Strangler lives.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.